Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I actually had to stop for a minute and remember like what day is it? As always, I'm excited about this interview, and for one of the reasons is because Dr. Robin and I have been together a long time. And we used to get to see each other pretty regularly, and then life changed for Dr. Robin, but I got to see her 2 weeks ago. And we stayed up, what was it, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, like, talking and catching up, and it was just so much fun. And then you would think by going to sleep at 2 or 3 o'clock that we would sleep in, but no, we got up at 6 and started all over again, adding more details. So, um, it's so refreshing and invigorating and, um I guess I can just say like warm being with like-minded people. And so I just want to tell you I love you, and thanks for coming to the event and being my roommate for the night.
Thank you for inviting me and hosting me. And it was so good. It was just so refreshing.
It was so fun. It definitely, when you left, I'm like, when can we do that again? Um, So the topic that we're going to discuss with all of you today, and feel free to post in the comment section because we'd like to make this interactive, is starting over. So walk us through like what happened, why were you starting over, and let's go from there. Let's build up to where we are.
Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of a long drawn out stories, which my stories always seem to be, but I'll keep it short and sweet. So about 2 years ago, I decided to go ahead and sell my practice in Kansas. I had intentions of retiring from chiropractic. It was just time for me to slow down and just kind of get a different view in life. And I had gotten married, so I'm still pretty recently married. My anniversary is next week, 3 years.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah,
Can't believe
so
it's already been 3 years.
I know. So we had a different kind of plan for how we were just going to live life. We moved to Texas, and like I said, I was going to retire from chiropractic, and I kind of started doing some other things. I actually became a licensed investment advisor, so I can do that if anybody needs to get an IRA opened up for for
That's
your
right.
business. Even and that's kind of a scary deal right now, but so yeah, we get down here and we're in a whole new town, a whole new place. I know my brother and my sister-in-law, and that's it. And my husband ended up having some health issues that basically has sidelined him for the last 8 months to a year, and I realized that I'm going to be probably the sole provider for quite some time. And so what did my mama instinct do was, well, I better go back to work doing what I know how to do. So I made a decision. Let's see, that was April, I believe the 24th that I made that decision. And I had a practice open and going by May 10th. My first day was May 10th.
Super exciting. And what's practice like? And for those of you who are maybe just listening, not necessarily watching, I just put a banner across the bottom that says, have any of you ever had major changes in your life and then things don't go exactly as planned? I think so often we think it's just us, when it's like, but wait a minute, I had everything planned out. It was going to be so perfect. And then wah wah.
Wow,
So
wow.
let's stop there and let's just like dive in a little bit of like, what was the stuff that was bumping around in your head that was difficult to the degree that you want to share?
Let's see, that was difficult. I'm in a brand new town. I don't know anybody. Nobody knows me. I came from a practice of 20 years, a very, very busy practice, a practice where I had staff who did a lot of things for me.
Yeah.
I had people that knew me and trusted me, and I was in a practice that was established for 20 years before that. And now I'm in a new place. I'm in a new state. Nobody knows me. Nobody trusts me. And so that feeling of I can't do this. I can't, like, how in the world am I going to make this happen? Of course, was the first thing that sets in. But then that also was overcome by, man, you've been through a whole lot bigger stuff than this. This is nothing. Come on, get out there and meet people and let's go.
Get out there and meet people and let's go. Right. So to all of you who are either just starting over, or maybe you're just getting started for the first time, or you've even been in practice, whether you have 20 years of experience, no experience, you're in a new town, the process is the same. Relationship.
Yes.
It always comes down to our relationship. So if there's any skill set that must be cultivated and continued to be improved to be a successful business owner, it's relationship building.
Absolutely.
Now that's business owner, right? And one of the things I'm talking about tomorrow during our boot camp live mastermind is along the theme of what James Clear talks about in Atomic Habits, right? So identity-based habits versus outcome-based habits. So with identity-based habits, and one thing that I'm really noticing is individuals who identify themselves first as business owner, and secondarily as whether a chiropractor or a plumber or electrician, will always do better in business because their identity is first, I'm a business owner who does chiropractic. And typically, what happens when we have that reverse too, we just look to improve our job versus growing our business. And I know Robin gets this. She's had lots of training. And something that you just saw there when she was talking about it is she went right into business mode, not chiropractor mode. She went into business mode. But if we haven't developed that skill set, what do we tap into? So congratulations to you, Robin, that you've developed those habits as business owner so that, you know, take it all away. I can start again. Been there, done that. I'll focus on what I know how to do. So congratulations. And I can't see who posted this, but thank you. That's very sweet of you. I wish that I could see your face. If you can pop in the comment section, because all it shows is that. Then I can tell you. Thank you. Okay, so let's keep going on your story. So now you're like giving yourself a pep talk, like, all right, let's do this. Then what happened?
So I mean, it's a completely, I mean, yes, it's starting over. I know chiropractic. Okay. I know, yes, technically I'm an expert and I've been doing it for 20 years. But again, people don't know me. There's nobody to refer them to me. They don't have, there's not somebody that's like, yes, I've been going there for years. You can go, you can trust her. And people need to trust their chiropractor. And so, I mean, yeah, again, luckily, I did have my brother and sister-in-law here, so that it helped a little bit to kind of get into some circles. But, you know what, the first thing that I did was I actually had put a Facebook post out a little bit before that, just in kind of a community group. And I mean, there's a lot of women out there that are building businesses. Like you said, we've got business mindsets. And so you might be surprised at how many other business women reach out to you and they're like, come into our group. We're all doing the same thing. We need to help each other. We need to support each other. And so I actually had one that reached out to me and said, hey, the Amarillo businesswomen meet next week. I'd like you to come as my guest. And so I did, I reserved. And then that morning she was like, oh, I forgot that my son has this thing at school. I can't be there. And so I was like, well, my only one and only connection to this group is not even going to be there. And I was like, that's fine. Go anyway. Just
Going
go.
anyway.
I walked in there. I
Yes.
was sweating like, oh my gosh, here we go. But I walked in there, I did it. And you know what? They were so welcoming. The fear that I had that I was going to walk in there and look like this crazy lady that just showed up was unfounded. So, you know, how many fears do we have of this isn't going to go the way I need it to, or I can't do this, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not experienced enough. I just walked in there and they welcomed me with open arms. And you know what? From that one meeting, things have just branched out. I've made connections that have been enormous from walking in there, even though I was scared to.
So what I love that. Like feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear and doing anyway. So when you went into this group of strangers, how did you go about turning strangers into friends, friends and appointments into profits?
You know, it was and this was again kind of difficult for me because I'm kind of shy. You wouldn't know it if
Liar.
right. In my past, I've been very shy. But you know what? I just jumped in and I started talking to the lady that was sitting next to me. And you know what? She was brand new in that group too. So, you know, we made that connection. And I asked her, hey, you want to go to coffee sometime? Let's get to know each other outside of here. You know, it's kind of chaotic in those luncheons. So we set up a coffee date and we went out and we got to know each other. Um, and then, you know, in every time I would go somewhere, I would just keep doing the same thing. You know, for whatever reason, the person next to me was supposed to be the person sitting next to me. And I would get to know them, and you know, we'd go do lunch. We would do, you know, make just that more personal connection, and it just snowballs from there. You know, I went to this is cool. I went to a women's retreat like a month after I moved here. I again didn't know anybody except my sister-in-law, and she's like, "You should just go." And so I did. And you know what? Our roommate at the women's retreat is a nurse practitioner, works in a doctor's office. She, for whatever reason, like poured her heart and soul out to me and got to know me and trusted me. And she has sent me 5 people in the last week from her doctor's office. So is, you know, be real, be authentic, be trustworthy. And people will feel that. I mean, don't that's just it.
Yeah.
Just be real, and people will learn who you are and trust you.
And I think it's so important to add to this. If you want to grow your business faster, make more appointments, right?
Yes.
Like you didn't hear Robin say, "Oh, I just went to this one meeting." She's like, "I didn't know anyone here. I got involved. I didn't know anyone here. I got involved. I didn't know anyone here. I got involved." And I put across the bottom of this, if you go into a situation and you're feeling uncomfortable, like I don't want to say the wrong thing, if you just get people talking about themselves, you don't have to say anything, right? Because we are all our most favorite topic. So for those who are watching now, we'll watch this later. Here's one of my favorites, and probably as soon as I say it,
Can I
Robin.
say it? Because I was just getting ready to. I was like, one of my best tips is be interested more than you are interesting.
Yes. Interested more than you're interesting. And it's difficult when we're first getting started, right? Because we want them to come into our practice, but if you can just hold back a little bit and have this be your focus, how would I know if the person I'm talking to is a great candidate for your business? I remember learning that 25 years ago and have since said it, I don't know, 10,000 times, just like be interested more than you're interesting. But they're really, really like just quick reminders of, oh, wait a minute. This is what I do to grow my business. Beautiful. I invest in and become interested in other people. And because of that, like Robin said, like be authentic, be natural. Well, our true nature as human is wanting to make relationships and get to know people. So if like those are just like some simple tips about inserting yourself in safe ways. So first you have to remember feel the fear and do it anyway. You've like the whether it's that event. So let's say that Robin said, "I'm not going to this event. That woman who invited me, she can't go, so I'm not going to go." She would still have to face her first at some point. So why not just face your food first right then, right? Like just get it over with. And I love that the nurse practitioner so seeing Robin's wisdom and experience here with the nurse practitioner, instead of being so eager to have the nurse practitioner know about what she did, she just waited, listened, and if you just paid attention, 5 new practice members from this one person. Is she a practice member or is she just like so in love with you? She's just like, oh, I don't even know. Like, go see Robin.
No, she is. She
Oh,
actually
okay.
came in because she wanted to experience it for herself. She's like, I can't refer to somebody that I don't trust, and I need to know. I need to be able to tell them. So yeah, she is. Um, yeah, her husband is. She's got him to come in.
I
Mhm.
love it. And we don't really need that many people, like big refers. Like if in the first month she's referred 5, I wonder what it looks like next month and next month and next month. And for those of you who were like, I just don't see that many people, so how am I going to have a referral? Like ask for referrals. Well, make the story about them. Get to know them better. Seek to figure out how can I help this person be a star. And for those of you who haven't heard me say this before, whether you're asking for a testimonial or a Google review, the context is really important, right? So that context would be something like, if I could show you a way to make a lasting impact in someone else's life, would you be interested? Everyone says yes. Everyone. Why? Because secretly we all want to be like the star. We all want to be the catalyst that changes someone else's life. Our human nature isn't lone wolf. It's to be in community. All right, Robin. So tell us like one more tip from starting over and getting into practice. You also did things differently in this practice and how you established it versus your other practice. Let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, the other practice that I came into, I bought an existing practice. It was very, very insurance heavy, very Medicare heavy. I am no longer taking any insurance. I don't treat Medicare patients at all. I'm not even signed up with Medicare. Um, and so the people that come in want to come in because they value what we do. But you know what, the other big thing is that I started I'm in my room right now. I am in a room. This is my office. It's 400 square feet. I have my portable table and I've got a 20-year-old activator. I didn't
Yes.
I didn't go out and buy a bunch of stuff. Do I have visions of doing stuff? Yes, I do. But I just started on a shoestring budget. I have my old portable table and an old activator. And I put out a Facebook post. I was like, hey, I'm furnishing an office who has stuff they want to get rid of. I've got a bunch of hand-me-down furniture. It it doesn't take much, but the cool part about that is so I started in May. Yeah, 5 months ago today. And I actually just signed a lease this morning. I'm moving into a bigger space at the end of the month, um, because now I can.
I love that, there's this story that we have to have. I remember once talking to a new doc. I think she had been in practice for a month. And she had been with a coaching group in school. And basically, the coaching group told her, well, you have to have a CA or no one's going to take you personally. You have to have all of these things. So, on top of her student loans, she was into her build out before she ever even opened her practice to the tune of about $175,000. And I'm like, I can't even imagine coming out from underneath that. Like it, and so I love that Robin again tapped into her wisdom and said, people aren't buying my fancy table. That's not what they're coming into the office for. They're coming into the office to have their health and life changed. Period. We're not selling ourselves. We're not selling our beautiful office. We're selling them the opportunity to change their life. Robin's not selling herself. They don't care if her activator is 20 years old. It just is, can you help me? Can I trust you? Are you a good person? Do I like you? So she focused on the most important things instead of being like, oh, I know how to do this. Let's make this exactly like I had it last time. And notice like 5 months in, now she's changing and having a new lease, but started in a room, which says nothing about her experience. It says, this is where I'm at right now, ready to serve people. I love that. So let's talk this last thing. Let's talk about the boot camp. So obviously you and I aren't spring chickens. Well, we are in comparison to Methuselah, but what do you notice about our tribe for women 40 and up?
You know, there's a lot of us. There, there's a lot of experience in this tribe. I mean, since I joined the sprint, I figured, hey, I need to start building. What's a better way to build than to join a sprint
Yes.
and learn? But you know what? Here's the cool part: is there's a lot of wisdom, there's a lot of experience in this boot camp. But you know what? What I needed to get coaching on is the social media stuff. And so I am learning, the younger doctors are teaching me how to do what they are great at. And so there's such this cool exchange, like, hey, we've got this wisdom. We've got the patient care under our belts, but there's a lot of new stuff that you guys are better at than
Yes.
we are. And so let's help each other with it.
I love that. And by the time we bring all of us together, we've covered all of our bases and then some. So I do really appreciate that. And our young docs who've like figured out the whole social media thing, God bless you. Thank you for teaching us. Get in and out as fast as you can. So I just want to also give like a personal shout out to any woman or man who's watching this who, let's say you've been at this already 20 or 25 years and you're not ready to hang up your gloves yet and wanting to and yet feeling kind of like unfulfilled or lost or I don't really know what I want to do. Come on in. Like use that link right there. I'll also put it in the comment section. Like let's have a conversation. I don't know if I can help you. I know what I offer. I know who's in my tribe. I know lots of places to potentially, send you to if we don't make a fit. But what I don't want is to lose who you are from community. If you've been in practice for a long time, there's so much wisdom that you've experienced. And we have a couple of new boot campers who've been in practice for a long time. And they both have shared with me, like, it's just so invigorating being around young doctors and being able to share with them, like, hey, if I was doing this again, this is how I would do it. Right. And there's just something invigorating and exciting about knowing we're making an impact in somebody else's life and we can make their life easier. So I thank you, Robin, for all of the help that you have given to docs all along the way and in and out of the boot camp. Like Lonnie McClellan, she's the one that said my two favorite women. I'm pretty sure she did your compliance stuff. And so like getting that off her plate and out of the way was something that you did. So thank you so much. So as we wrap this up, what final words do you want to share with our audience today?
Oh gosh, you always get me on that, and I should know.
You should know. It's not a surprise.
I know. Find a tribe, find a coach. I said this from the very beginning when I started with you in the boot camp like 5 or 6 years ago. You know what? Even Michael Jordan has a coach. You know, Tiger Woods has a coach. And having that community makes so much difference. It's so worth it. It's worth the investment that you put in it. You know, you don't feel like you're hanging out there by yourself trying to figure it all out by yourself. Why figure it out? You know, why reinvent the wheel? Jump in, jump in and let people that have been successful at it help you. And like you said, then you get to turn around and you get to help somebody with the wisdom that you have too.
Yes. And that's the beauty of it. Like that we're in this game called life and we're in it to win it together. So Robin, thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait till we have our next rendezvous of late night conversations, lots of laughter and lots of love. So God bless you. Thank you so much and congratulations on your new lease.
Thank you.
That's exciting. All right, everyone. Thank you. Have a great night. See ya.